Hello everyone, I'm Aluminium Man, and with the final weekend of the Marvel's Avengers Beta over, I thought I would just go into my general impressions of the game, talking about some of the things I liked and disliked, and everything I'm looking forward to with the official release of the game. Before I do, I must say that overall, this beta has done a lot for Crystal Dynamics and for the player base in general. Of course, that's what betas are for, but since the last few weeks, this game has seen a spike in pre orders. So much so that this game has hit number one in both the US and UK pre order sales, which in of itself is a big achievement worthy of mention. But it needs to be said that I don't think Crystal Dynamics were looking at those sales beforehand, so yeah, it would seem as though the beta has been successful. There have been some people, as there always will be, who have been playing out that the game is in some sort of danger of failing, for lack of a better word. Some people are worrying that there are some issues with the game, which I, for one, disagree with. A lot of people genuinely think that this game is going to be shit. I could explain why, but I think that word has the power to convey the message that I'm trying to get across. Some people just think the game is going to be shit. And if that's your opinion of the game, then fair play. I'm not going to take that away from you, but I genuinely think that this game is going to be so much bigger than people think. And having just played the beta, my beliefs have only been reinforced, let's say. But let's actually have a talk about what I thought about the beta. Before people get it twisted, I have experienced a few bugs in the beta, as I'm sure most people did. For example, the game crashed, enemies were bugging out and just disappearing, companion AI were getting stuck. All in all, making it difficult to finish missions, really. I wouldn't necessarily say that the bugs ruined the game or my experience of the game, but yeah, games crashing and having to restart missions just because an objective enemy has disappeared into thin air, yet it still says that he's there. And yeah, it's frustrating to say the least, but I'm not going to hold that against the developers or against the game itself. It was only a beta, of course. The whole point of it was to work out those bugs. So hopefully, having experienced them in the beta, it's allowed Crystal Dynamics to get rid of them for the main release. But that's all they were, just bugs. Game mechanics that are fixable very easily, and Crystal Dynamics seem to be on top of these fixes as we have seen a few updates coming out every week with each beta weekend, so can't really fault them on that. But to be honest, that's all I really have to say negatively about the game. And before I go deeper into the positives, the first thing I want to say is that I am super excited to play this game properly now. After the little teaser we got, I want to delve deeper into the story. I want to explore the world that is being created. I like that despite being in a world where superheroes have been around for a while, it feels as though we are entering it at the beginning, especially with the intro mission. I think is a brilliant way to introduce players into the game. From a story perspective, it's a great place to start. It gets you familiar with the characters and how they play. So, as introductions into games go, Crystal Dynamics have done a pretty good job with that one. And once having finished that mission, and you go on to the second mission, you really do get into the story. I found myself asking, where's this story going to go? I was looking for the next mission because I wanted to see where it was going. And for a game to bring you into the story that quickly goes to show that Crystal Dynamics have really taken the time to create a solid story. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to in the main release, is actually just seeing where this story goes. Another strong point that can only be reinforced as this game continues is the heroes. In my opinion, the gameplay mechanics were great. Each hero feels unique and true to how they should play. Iron Man has an arsenal of weapons and abilities to give everyone the freedom to play their way. Of course, with some of these smaller missions that were playable, some of them being mainly indoors, it's difficult to utilise his flight mechanics in an effective manner. I wouldn't say that this is a big issue with the game and that it should be changed. I like that it has the variety of environments, and I'm sure that when I've improved in the game, it won't matter where I am. With Iron Man, you've always got a weapon for any situation. I absolutely loved playing as the Hulk as well, regardless of the missions or the environment, because you can just go crazy with him. Because with him, you are the weapon. And every hit you land, you can almost feel the vibrations through the TV. However, despite as though I could destroy anything in my path, if overwhelmed, I found myself finding it difficult to stay alive. Now, I don't know if it's just me not being able to play as the Hulk properly, but out of all the heroes that were playable, I found myself dying more often as the Hulk than with any other hero. And before anyone says it, I get that it's a game, but come on, Hulk has got to be the toughest character in Marvel characters to take down, game or no game. So one of the things I disliked with Hulk was his seemingly fragile health, despite being one of the heaviest hitters. And yeah, if I can't stay alive long enough to finish a mission, then to be honest, I don't want to play as them. But that's not to say that I'm going to stay away from him forever. The most fun I had with any character was definitely Black Widow. Once I figured out her martial arts moves, I felt almost unstoppable, which is ironic given that she's probably realistically the most vulnerable character. But I guess that goes to show how well her combat mechanics and playstyle have been designed. And really, I've had no issues with her at all. And I don't think I've played any character more than I did Kamala Khan, who was a ton of fun to use. No matter what environment I was in, I never had any issues, and with her three varying sizes, she can always make her presence known. I never felt as though I was underpowered with her, however, if I got myself surrounded, unless I got out there and switched up my position quickly, I was sure to go down quickly. Now, generally speaking about the heroes, I never experienced any issues with them that I would say need to be fixed. Now, I'm definitely looking forward to experiencing each hero in a variety of different environments to truly feel how they play and hopefully improve my skills as well. But regardless of which hero I was playing as, I really liked the progression, the skill trees, for example. Despite having only access to one, after every mission, after every time I leveled up, I would look to see what moves I could unlock to add to my combos and flesh out my combat experience. And some of those combos were devastating, so yeah, I'm super excited to see what else the game has to offer with 3 more skill trees to utilize. Again, when the game officially releases, the customization and the progression is something that I'm definitely looking forward to. Another little feature I enjoyed were the mission modifications. Now, these were the differences between enemies from mission to mission. It's nice to see that the environments you visit actually have relevant effects, which adds an element of preparation to the mission, so it'll be interesting to see if they take it further in the full game. For example, if you're on a mission to a snowy environment, you've got characters that use ice guns, basically. Now, I quickly want to touch upon the harm rooms before we close this video out, because although I found the prospect of a place to practice definitely a worthwhile feature in the game, it got boring quite quickly because it's always the same room and it's not very big, and the enemies in the harm room don't seem to pose as much of a challenge as perhaps the same enemy in one of the missions, which I understand is not a place for a challenge, it's a place for practice. But it would be nice to see if they change this up slightly. Perhaps they offer different variations of a harm room, or perhaps they even offer a choice of the kind of enemies that you can fight against. For example, if you want to practice your skills against the adaptoids, or if you want to practice your skills against some of the bigger mechs that they offer in the game, it'd be nice to be able to pick and choose what you can practice against. But otherwise, these probably won't be something that I myself would keep coming back to, but again, it is a very useful mode to have in the game. However, that will do us for this video. Generally speaking, the beta has definitely done a successful job because it's gotten me super excited to get stuck into the full game, and I can't wait to see where it goes. But what does everyone else think about the beta? Did anyone else have any game breaking issues to talk about? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, Hulk, smash that like button and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all things Marvel's Avengers related. But for now, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.